Your phone buzzes. 3 short texts followed immediately by a 3-minute voice note from a good friend. It's just a casual check-in. It's supposed to be low pressure. Yet, you stare at the illuminated screen, and a sudden, invisible lead weight drops onto your chest. Your thumb hovers over the play button, entirely paralyzed. You calculate the sheer performative energy required to listen, process, and then match their breezy, rapid-fire tone in real time. So, what do? You lock the screen, place the phone face down, and let out a long, heavy sigh, already feeling the creeping dread of being a terrible friend. Let's stop right there and clear the air. You are not a bad, lazy, or flaky person for leaving them undelivered for 2 days. That sudden paralysis you felt? It isn't a sign that you don't care about your friend. It is actually a highly sophisticated, deeply misunderstood neurological defense mechanism kicking in. Imagine your brain as a busy switchboard operator from the 1920s. Every single day you are desperately plugging and unplugging hundreds of cords, emails, tasks, decisions, news alerts. By 6 p.m., the switchboard is practically smoking when that low-effort voice note arrives. It's not just a friendly message, it's an urgent, flashing red light on the board. In a culture that demands 24/7 digital availability, your depleted social battery registers that notification not as an invitation to connect, but as an immediate cognitive tax. Your brain isn't seeing a friend saying hello. It's seeing a sudden, unpaid shift of effective labor. The exhausting, invisible work of managing your own emotions to properly mirror someone else's. We often misjudge how this cognitive drain works. Think about the classic psychological concept of the Ringelmann effect, the phenomenon where people put in significantly less effort when pulling a rope in a group. We assume digital communication works the same way. If it's just a quick text, it should take 0 effort to pull that rope. But modern research into asynchronous communication overload tells a completely different story. Imagine a researcher observing office workers forced to keep their chat apps open all day. The data reveals that workers receiving constant, fragmented messages, even purely friendly, positive ones, experience a spike in cortisol, the stress hormone, virtually identical to being continuously interrupted during a high-stakes exam. The brain doesn't categorize digital pings by emotional intent. It categorizes them by the bandwidth required to pivot your attention. Every ping is a jarring micro-context switch. But let's dig deeper into the quiet, vulnerable truth you rarely admit out loud. You don't just delay replying because you're tired. You delay because you are a chronic overthinker who respects the interaction too much. You suffer from a specific kind of digital performance anxiety. You tell yourself, if I reply right now, my tone won't be enthusiastic enough. They'll think I'm mad at them. I need to wait until I have the perfect emotional bandwidth to be the good friend they expect. You are silently crushing yourself under the weight of excessive self-censorship. You aren't avoiding your friend. You are avoiding the inadequacy of your own exhausted response. What if this tendency isn't a social flaw at all? What if your need to retreat is actually a profound symptom of high boundary intelligence? You aren't leaving them on red because you are insensitive. You are pausing because you refuse to give a hollow, automated, robotic response. Your brain's architecture is simply wired for depth over speed. By stepping back, you are unconsciously protecting the integrity of the relationship. You are preserving your authentic emotional energy so that when you finally do press play and reply, it isn't an empty reflex, but a genuine, meaningful connection. So the next time you leave a message unread while you gather your strength in the silence, forgive yourself. You are allowed to step out of the relentless, demanding current of the digital stream. A rapid-fire text back is merely the paper receipt of an interaction. The deep, undivided attention you give when you are truly ready is the actual currency of love. Take your time. Your real friends will be there when you are ready to speak.